Well, here we go, guys. We're getting into our very first match with TrueWhale and DanielKarioka. I'm prepared for a really exciting kickstart to this year's 2021 America's Cup. Here we go, guys. Getting into the draft, we have our pre-bans going out. DanielKarioka versus TrueWhale.
We got Daniel here leading with the first pick, so the ban actually could be something possibly, maybe even like an early Joe Gun ban. We see a lot of that Sierra first pick for him, so not quite sure what TrueWhale wants to ban on. Has a lot of options, knows Daniel's pool, knows the LDs in there. He's got the Yin Hong, he's got the Hertit. And there it is. There's the Lulu right away, immediately gone, and Pontos taking away that really strong Ganny-Pontos combo. So what do you think he's going to take here first? You think it's going to be that Sierra?
Dave definitely taking a speed lead here. I think is going to be ideal. I think DanielKarioka may need to dig into his box if he can, but it looks like he's going to be taking that CR for a first pick. DanielKarioka very quick to respond with an Okeanos and one other draft.
I think we're probably going to see the Ganny here. I think Oki Ganny's still really strong in this combination. Could also just pick up the early Ragdoll. Gives him a very flexible draft. Not too worried about what he wants to take early on. But, you know, he's got that 30 seconds. Might as well play it out the whole time, right? There it is. He locks in the Oki Ganny, the classic combination to start.
A very classic combination. Very strong pair together, having those double resets there with the Oki and the Ganny. DanielKarioka locking in a unit that we are very familiar with, the Connell, and we're seeing a Chung Pong with it as well.
The response here, TrueWhale needs that stripper, so takes the Joe Gun. Has options for other strippers here. Chiwu's looking pretty good. He's got the 2-wind on the other side and the speed lead opportunity. But will we see a Hay Gang possibly? Something to deny on either side. Both could really take that.
I think we could very well see the Hay Gang. Definitely curious what he's going to be wrapping up his draft here. And we're seeing Kinky coming out, the light Onimusha.
Interesting to see that Kinky drop that early. You know, usually we would see the Ragdoll there, but Kinky does fare pretty effectively in here. It's pretty good against the Carnal, unless you're on Despair, which you can control it. But Daniel wants to respond, thinking about a beta, possibly going for that immunity setup here, but needs to be careful. That last pick for TrueWhale is a very flexible opportunity and cannot give him any free reign for that.
Well, DanielKarioka locking in a little bit of sustain with the beta, and we're seeing the Mo Long, a great combination with that Connell as well. TrueWhale probably going to be taking his time here with this last pick.
Yeah, not quite sure what this last pick could be, actually. There's a lot of opportunity for things like Diana. Could even go for a secondary stripper here. That Mo Long pick is really good, though. It has a lot of pressure with the artifact changes, enabling just a stronger nuke. Oh, and there it is. There's the second stripper. He picks the Volantis, wants the counter on the first turn, and really plays for that strong second turn team.
Volantis, a very exciting unit we're going to see here, but bans are out. Beta is getting banned out. Joe Gun is getting banned out on the side of TrueWhale. All right.
In the draft here, I'm still leaning towards TrueWhale's side. I think the Volantis combo with the Kinky and then the Ganymede is really strong into what DanielKarioka has. He needs a really strong first turn that doesn't get cut by this Volantis to have a strong effect.
Well, here we go, guys. We got DanielKarioka taking first turn here. Chung Pong looking for the full strip, not receiving it. I'm seeing a Spear of Devastation coming out on top of the Connell. These guys are very quick to play already. He must have missed the reset. We see the Seal of Magic coming out. Bomb misses on Okeanos. Where's the accuracy today?
This is a little bit tragic here. We need this Sierra into Mo Long combo to really snipe a unit on the first turn. Oh, but there it is. The extra turn with the additional damage on Sierra will be able to optionally take out that Ganymede on the first turn if he wants to.
Is he going to go for the Reckless Assault onto the Ganymede? We're going to find out. And he does. He confirms the kill on to that Ganymede. Very strong glancing coming out on the team of DanielKarioka. Definitely going to be keeping back a lot of his units here. Looks like another missed bomb going out on top of Okeanos.
That full glancing, though, denies a lot of that rotation. Big stun here. It's good damage. Good damage out from that additional on the Okeanos skill 3. I think TrueWhale is actually holding a pretty good advantage here. Although the Ganymede is gone, the Kinky is really hard to deal with the stunned Sierra and honestly a low HP Mo Long.
Interesting set of skills that I'm seeing here, but we've got a Molong looking for a death break on top of this Volantis. Does receive that death break. Onimusha getting a death break with the Dispersion on top of that Ciara. Okeanos trying to finish off that Ciara. Not enough damage here. We're going to see the, I believe, second skill from Volantis dropping the Ciara here. I think it favors TrueWhale just a little bit.
He doesn't really have the damage output to deal with this Kinky. Molong's snipe is already gone. There's glancing on the Carnal, has no stun opportunity, and all the cooldowns have been reset.
Yep, looking for the provoke on top of Okeanos, not receiving that provoke there. Skill 2 comes out with Molong, only has that stun laying on top of that Volantis. Okeanos with the skill 2, looking for a reset on top of the Connell, and does receive that reset. Big second skill comes out, drops a Molong, and there you have it! TrueWhale taking round 1 away from DanielKarioka.
Yeah, it's a rough match there. That Kinky actually had a lot of pressure and a lot of strength. Daniel didn't really have the damage output to deal with it, alongside also missing the bomb with the Sierra. He really needed the pressure early on to either kill the Kinky or to take out that Okeanos and deny the Ganymede. The biggest problem with that whole kind of setup is that you're banking on hitting everything on the first turn, and that's just not a reliable that's not a reliable strategy going into the first match.
Well, let's see if we're going to see a different draft coming out of DanielKarioka. How is he going to be rebounding going into round 2 against TrueWhale? Pre-bans from last time, Pontos and the Lulu.
The Ragdoll pre-ban, the Juno pre-ban, TrueWhale has pretty much any opportunity to take whatever he wants in this first turn. Could actually pick the Cardinal away from DanielKarioka, could also pick the Lulu.
There's a very interesting pre-ban on top of that Juno, but here we go, guys. TrueWhale first pick. We're going to see the Okeanos coming out for TrueWhale. DanielKarioka looking to counter.
I think the Juno pre-ban there signifies a very hard want to take Pontos. So I think in the second round for TrueWhale, we could see the Pontos and the Ganymede. Juno being one of the stronger units against it since it's harder to CC her and she has the strip opportunity. But one more thing to note with the last draft there is that Kinky is actually on Vampire, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for Daniel to deal with it if he runs another low damage comp.
Well, let's see if we see that Kinky again. We've got CR Molong coming up for DanielKarioka. We've seen it before. We'll see it again here. There is that Ganymede coming out again for TrueWhale alongside the Jogun.
Daniel has the option to take the Lulu here, but I'm not quite sure how much pressure it actually gives. He really needs to find a lot of damage in his draft. He's a little bit afraid of that Kinky, but there it is. There's locking in the Yanhong and Barbara.
Yanhong and Barbara coming up for DanielKarioka. TrueWhale showing that he does want to bring that Pontos, and we're seeing a Tian Lang with it as well.
Tian Lang is a solid combination here. Going to be pretty difficult for Daniel to deal with it. There's 3 units that utilize that attack bar gain, but also leaving up the speed lead Pontos is pretty scary into a draft like this. If he has a Will, Water Ryu, or a Moor, this could be an opportunity to pick it there, but otherwise, not a lot of really solid last picks that's going to lean TrueWhale away from banning possibly just the Sierra.
DanielKarioka definitely taking his time with this last pick, and it is going to be a Chung Peng. Chung Peng wrapping up DanielKarioka's draft as he decides to lock it in, and he does. Bans are going to be coming out shortly.
We might see the Yanhong ban here instead, actually, or the Molong. Could just take away the damage or the rotation. I think the Pontos is going through, but the Tianlang most likely is getting banned. If it's not the Tianlang ban, then he's going to ban the speed lead and try to take turn 1.
Let's see if they confirm that here. There is it. The bans are out. CR is getting banned. Okeanos is going to be getting banned here.
So TrueWhale wants the first turn, wants to be able to contend it. I'm a little bit worried on DanielKarioka's side there with the Tianlang being up, but you know, some of these units are really hit or miss. Even if they have that really strong passive and opportunity, you might just miss.
Well, here we go, guys. Round 2. TrueWhale, DanielKarioka. TrueWhale with the first turn. He has that scroll. Goes for the strip, though. Choosing not to put that Barbara away.
Yeah, it doesn't need to put her away right away. Wants to push the attack bar back with the Ganymede skill 3 here. Who does he go for the reset on?
Goes for that reset onto the Chung Peng, but does not get the attack bar reduction on Yanhong or that Chung Peng.
Missing a second silence there. This Yanhong is actually getting a pretty good value out of that resistance lead.
Definitely big resist there. Barbara not taking on that silence as well. We have the stun sitting on top of that Mo Long. A little bit of attack bar reduction onto that Pontos. Charge Vitality going out onto Barbara. Barbara looking for the death break. No additional turns coming out here. And Tian Lang cutting in here.
Goes for the Yin Hong, tries to get the Despair Stun, but doesn't quite land. And oh, just barely misses the lethal there on the Jogun. Not quite enough to kill him, and here comes the protection from Pontos.
There is the protection with the 1% Jogun stays alive. He does have that scroll he could be putting out right here. Yan Hong being defense broken right now, not having any skills up at the moment, looking for a little bit of attack bar pushback onto the Barbara, not receiving it. And DanielKarioka just doing what he can with this invincibility up.
What a tragic resistance. The Barbara does not strip the Jogun, so the Jogun does manage to live another turn. Ganymede doesn't quite have that ventilate yet, though, so we will see the Jogun possibly going down here in between turns, but that extra turn does bring his cooldowns back.
That's right. Ganny's got all cooldowns up, ready, primed, and we have Barbara gets put away into the scroll with a little bit more attack bar pushback on top of Yan Hong. Pontos looking to put down that Yan Hong. Not yet, though.
Chooses the defense break the Molong, knows he's able to take down that Yin Hong, doesn't worry too much about it. Wants the defense break for the big damage on the Ganny skill 3, that high multiplier skill there.
Ganny did get that reset, gets the attack bar reduction on top of everybody. Jogun doing exactly what he does, trying to get attack buff on his team. Pontos with just enough damage with that attack buff, drops the Yan Hong with the initial turn coming out, gets the silence on both units. Barbara's going to be back, but Tian Lang may be here to shut that down. Choosing to go for the Chung Pong instead, though.
Ganny moving just in front of that Barbara. Not much value here. Molong is about to go down, and it's going to be a 4v1. DanielKarioka is not looking like he's in a great place here.
DanielKarioka definitely not in a great place here. I think TrueWhale had full control in this match here, really not giving DanielKarioka much room to breathe. You can see Tian Lang being very, very oppressive. Great second skills with stuns, providing lots of defense breaks, and just DanielKarioka, he just couldn't come back from this one. And there you have it. Round 2 going to TrueWhale, and he's going to be moving forward today.
There it is. TrueWhale taking the victory as expected, was going